What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wolf Not Wait. I am your host, as always, Joseph Coiza, and on today's episode, we are talking about something very near and dear to my heart that I love and possibly my favorite side hustle, reselling. So first off, my experiences with reselling, what reselling is when you purchase something for a short price, then you sell it for. Almost like investing. You buy it for a cheaper price and then you flip it and you resell it for a higher price. So say you go to something like Goodwill and you find an action figure and it's there for $2, but you know it's a limited edition Batman from 1978, special edition, whatever the fuck, and it goes for $10.15 online. You would then buy it for $1, sell it for $10.15 online on eBay, minus your taxes and fees, that's your profit, and that's what you have. That's how reselling works. And this could be done a lot of places. My experience with it has overwhelmingly been very, very positive. So this is something I started selling off a lot of my shit. As you guys know, I'm a big collector of toys and action figures and comics and whatnot. I'll get all of this in a second, but I have comic books and cameras and stuff. I have like a Spawn comic book and I have fucking 90 bajillion other comic books here sitting next to me that I really need to fix and clean up. But I have a whole bunch of stuff, and a lot of it that isn't something I'm going to use or play with or read or do this anymore, I started to sell off. I'd rather have the money, make the investment, than just have shit laying around. That's a big thing that I started to do. So I realized early on I can make money with eBay and doing that, and then I also found Gary Vee, and Gary Vee was talking about going to garage sales, buying things for cheap, and flipping it for a higher price. So I said, well, I do that with stuff that I already own. You know, I spent $8 on an action figure way back when, I can now sell it for $20. Let me try and do that with other stuff. And something that I learned, and I did videos on this before, is investing in what you know. And when you do that, your experience is going to be overwhelmingly positive. Like, I'll give you guys this one. I wasn't really going to show it off, but I am. I enjoy comic books. And this is the first kind of graded comic book I've purchased, but it is the first full appearance of the Squadron Supreme. Some rumors of characters potentially being the MCU. This is the first graded comic book that I've purchased. So it's something that I love because I love comic books and all that, and I get to collect it and have it and keep it and hold it until I eventually resell it. And a lot of this stuff, like when movies comes out or if things become special or a new actor or whatever, a lot of this stuff makes money. So there are things that are short-term flips and long-term flips, but when you invest in what you know, and in my experience, it's a little tough to get off the ground at first, finding things and how much to spend, especially when you go to things like garage sales. But overwhelmingly, it could be a great experience like I've had. So something is like sourcing your items. Goodwill is obviously a huge option. I found PlayStations at Goodwill. I found gumball machines at Goodwill. I found a lot of cool shit. Again, invest in what you know. I bought Steins that really didn't work out. I bought them for $25. I didn't sell a single fucking one. But like gumball machines, I bought for $5. I sold them for $30 a piece to some lady who likes art installations of them. You know, a lot of people have negative ill will against resellers, especially being somebody who worked at Target and seeing people fucking fight and kill each other over Pokemon cards is ridiculous. Pick something that you know. Pick something that's not a necessity. Obviously, don't be reselling fucking water to people who don't have water. And just be a good, decent human being. No kid on their Christmas list is putting the 1965 special limited edition Batman action figure with karate chop action and light up fucking eyes. Kids probably aren't going to put that now. I'm not ruining the kids' Christmas. There's probably going to be a collector, somebody, an adult with adult money. I found it and is selling to them, and conscious-wise, I'm okay with it. So that's the moral objection to it. But sourcing your items, that, garage sales, I have a box of comic books. I pick it up, but it's fucking huge. I bought a box of comic books for $25. That whole box is probably worth $100. So Goodwill, garage sales, comic shops and stuff. eBay is a good thing. I bought this on eBay. If a movie comes out with some of these characters, I guarantee you I could flip that for double its price. All that. These are things I bought on Goodwill.com. Again, it's comic books and whatnot. So I bought these whole comic books. There's about 4 or 5 of them, and I think there's a third one in here too. I bought them for like $20, and it sells for about $30, $45. Probably not gonna make a lot of money on this one. This one may not be the best of ones that I purchased. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Don't get caught up in the bidding war kind of thing. But this would be something that I could flip and at least make some money on. And then these are 90s Marvel action figures. So you have something like Union Jack, who's a more obscure character, but you had to send away for this guy to like the Toy Fanfare, so he's worth like $20 online. You have Triton and you have Black Bolt, characters who now are going to be in Inhuman series. Again, they're 90s toys, they're cool, they're good condition overwhelmingly. This was in the new Captain America movie, Black Bolt. You have the Bucky and a Captain America's thing. You have the set I have Daredevil in here. I have a couple figures that are glow in the dark. You have some assorted stuff that's worth money. If you can see, it's a big bag. I paid $60 for this, and reasonably I could sell a whole lot for $100. Depending on where I sell it from, which I'll get to in a minute, I can make anywhere from 40 to 50% on my profit at least. I bought a whole bunch of comic books off Facebook. Facebook Marketplace is another great thing to do and source your items from. I bought an Invincible and Walking Dead comic book lot. And it also had some Marvel and stuff I'm looking at right now if you guys see me glancing off camera. I sold about a third of it for $600. The Walking Dead went for $180, the Invincible stuff went for $300, and then I sold some occasional stuff for $50, $60 here. I still have another two-thirds of it. I still have another third of it, which realistically is probably worth $150 to $150. I paid $160. So I almost quadrupled my money, and it hasn't even been a year yet. So if you know what you're doing, you find a good price, you find a good deal. The guy knew what he had. He's just like, I just want this in my house. My wife wants it gone. Don't take advantage of people, but you find good source, you find good stuff. You know what it is. You know how much you can go for. You get a good deal on it. You work on your negotiation, your bartering skills. You know, maybe read one of these books or something, and you can flip it for a significant amount of money. And you really make this a business. So you can make significant money. This could be your full-time job if you do it full-time. So some places to ship from. eBay, obviously a great option for it. I mentioned in the video it's a little tougher to sell it. It's not like that anymore. You put it on, you sign up, you make your account. They do managed payments, which just basically means you don't go through PayPal. The only issue I have with eBay is sometimes when if the item shows up damaged, you as the seller have to take responsibility for that and have to then go through the insurance of the shipping company, which if you're FedEx, I fucking hate FedEx, it's not great. Other items though, like Macari, if you use one of their shipping labels, I had it, the item came not damaged, but a little beaten up. Even though I bubble wrapped the fuck out of it, but the box was a little dented in here and there. And if you're a collector, I understand why. If you're just taking it out of the box, I get it. I bubble wrap, I really wrap my items now and secure it very strongly. But even still then, sometimes you have some damage. Macari submitted the claim for me, paid the buyer the full amount, gave me my money back for everything, and submitted the claim with USPS. And I got the money, the buyer got the money, we both got 5-star transactions, everything went really well. So far, I sold 3 items with Macari. One, which was that one I had an issue with, the rest have gone seamlessly. Everything's really good, I'm really enjoying Macari. And then obviously Facebook Marketplace, I haven't shipped with them yet, but you can ship with them. They have prepaid shipping labels or shipping labels, again, if you use something like Pirate Ship, or you have to ship books like these books. Like I bought, where the fuck is it? Here it is. I bought a bunch of French books of graphic novels. As you can see, you're probably Francais. I bought a whole bunch of them, and if I sell them, it would be significantly cheaper for me to ship it medium mail, as long as it's not something with an advertisement and or educational. I don't know if this would fall underneath it, specifically for comic books, but like records, a whole bunch of other shit that could get very heavy, like books and records can. If it's educational, it doesn't contain an advertisement, and only contains like the purchase label or a book like review form for it, something like that, that you can ship medium mail, and it's like $20 comparably to the 80 to hundreds of dollars for these massive amounts of shit I could ship. Or it could be significantly cheaper than that. You know, if I'm shipping a record, it's like $3 versus if I ship it via USPS, it's $10. So it's something like three times the savings on it. And if you're shipping a lot of stuff, like you're shipping a whole massive thing of books, you could obviously save a lot of money for it. So doing something like that and then shipping instead of using a prepaid shipping label on Facebook or Macari may be worth it, but then you also don't get the insurance that comes with that. You just get the insurance with the USPS, which I haven't filed a claim with them yet. I filed a claim with FedEx and I do not recommend it. Which leads me into the kind of costs and shipping. When you set up an account with Macari, with Facebook, with eBay, it's extraordinarily easy. You make the listing. You want the listing to be a solid listing. There's a lot of great websites, and maybe something I'll do and talk about. Good keywords, good description, your copy wants to be good. Obviously, I'm a photographer, so I try to take the best photos of my items as possible. Show the defects, show what it is, really accurately best represent that item while also making it look enticing. It's like, yes, here's the dents, the dings, but it's in good light. Everything that is good, it's bright, it's colorful, it's awesome. You have one mark here on the action figure, but otherwise everything's great, and you can do a video now. So look, the light up guy actually works, and it's awesome and cool, and everything's glowing, and this is the figure you would want because you're a collector and you love awesome shit like this. Conveying that in your listing is very important. So once they sell it, your money usually goes on hold for most of those places, and then you have to pick a shipping method. I personally recommend USPS or UPS. I cannot denounce FedEx enough for it. Yes, their shipping is super cheap. The two things I don't like about them are, one, your shit is guaranteed to show up with some form of box damage and or the item is damaged itself. These guys came FedEx, this came FedEx, both the boxes were damaged, but luckily they wrapped it enough that it wasn't. A lot of items I sent, anything I sent overseas, the Lavazza thing that I sent it overseas, it sends it to eBay shipping warehouse, they then ship it overseas. I wrap the fuck out of this thing in bubble wrap. Bubble wrap you can get from a lot of places, sometimes even free. I put it in a good box, which you could buy some at Home Depot. If it's a big expensive item, I would recommend purchasing a new box for it. Like if I'm shipping out a lot of books, I'll spend the $4 on books if I'm making $100 off of it. Otherwise, you can go and they will ship in almost anything except alcohol boxes. That's the only thing they really won't ship in. So like if it says Bacardi on the side, they won't ship in it. Otherwise, if it says raw chicken, this, that, fucking frozen this, I've shipped in fucking anything. So as long as the box itself is intact and holds what I need to and the weight is good, that's another thing, and weigh your items, they'll ship it. That's the good thing about USPS. So FedEx items are almost guaranteed to get damaged, and then they charge you after the fact for the shipping. Like at the end of the month, it comes out as an invoice. USPS and UPS, they just charge you right away for the shipping label, and I like having all my stuff done. I don't like any surprise charges or anything like that. So you weigh out your item, you say, okay, there's going to be 2 pounds. You want to leave some room for the box. If the box is going to be, yay big, I say like a pound, pound and a half. You want to work it in. Obviously, okay, as you start to do this, I have a scale. Don't know if you guys can see it. You have the scale. I have nothing on it. Okay, cool. I want to ship out this singular figure. Here's how much he's going to weigh. He weighs 2.1 ounces. I know with a box, he's probably going to weigh about 14 to 15 ounces. With bubble wrap and everything, about 14 to 15 ounces. So I could then incorporate that into my shipping. I kind of measure it out and say, okay, these are usual box sizes. Those are things you're going to learn as you grow more with it. Or maybe have a box preset, like, okay, I'll ship these guys out in this box. There's certain things like flat rate shipping versus normal shipping. That's going to be the tough part, is getting a hold of what shipping is going to be best for you. As you go on, though, as you figure it out, it gets a lot easier. And again, maybe I'll do something specifically talking about shipping, but this is about reselling, and shipping is an important aspect of it. So you set that up, you purchase that shipping label, you box it up. I can recommend boxing it really, really well, wrapping it up, putting it in a lot of bubble wrap. Sure that it's something that's overly wrapped. If I wouldn't under wrap it, I want to make sure it's wrapped well. If you're like, yeah, I think this is a little too much bubble wrap, then you're usually doing pretty good. Because in shipping, a lot of shit gets dented, dinged, damaged, especially if it's fucking FedEx. So other than that, you want to make sure it's really wrapped. So I would wrap the fuck out of these guys in bubble wrap, and then I would put them in a box and ship it out. It's weighed. I know the size of it. I pay for the shipping labels, say $78. You can have them pay shipping or you cannot. eBay's going to charge you a fee based on the shipping anyway. I would look into each one of those items, that, Next Store, Mercari, Facebook, eBay, because each one has its own way of charging fees, and see what's right for you. I personally use all of them. But setting that up and then shipping it out, and then you could either schedule it with the USPS, bring it to the post office, bring it to UPS, whatever, and they ship it out. And then when the person gets the item, as long as the item's damaged in good condition and you said, yeah, this is the right item, and you described it correctly, you get your money. And then within a couple days, usually with eBay, it gets processed out. Mercari, unless you want to pay the $2 fee, it takes about 5 days. That's the one thing I don't like about Mercari. If I'm $100 plus, I'll pay the $2 fee. If I'm making $20, $30 on an item, though, I probably won't, and I'll wait the extra couple days for the item, for the payment process. So a good thing that a lot of people ask me about is finding the right price for your items, especially on eBay. If you go into the selling category and you click on research, they have a price researching tool. So you type in what you want, say 1997 Toy Biz Marvel Triton action figure. And it'll give you could specify the time from 7 days to 60 days or 365, the past year, whatever it is. It'll give you all the listings and it'll tell you the average price. So you could then exclude, click on the little arrow and say, I want to exclude this or I want to include this listing. And it'll give you the 100 listings or so that have been sold within that past year. And it'll give you the average price. And you can see the most recent from the most furthest and say, okay, if on average, they're selling at $8 a pop. You could then price it accordingly. If you want to price it a little lower and be the one that sells, that's probably a good idea. If you feel that yours is in a really awesome condition with like comic books and stuff, if things sell at like a grade 6 for $100 and yours is a grade 8, you may be able to add a little more and see where that sells for. Bid versus buy, I do primarily buy it now, so I'm not going to talk too much on bidding. If it's something like a comic book like what I showed you guys, that may be a better option, maybe toys or something. If it's something that you just want to sell for a flat price and you're good with pricing, buy it now may be your best option for it. Use tools like the eBay Final Value Calculator, and I have a reseller toolkit. These aren't necessities. Both of these are free though. You could just take pictures, eBay app, post it, set it up, find a good price, post. It's really that simple and easy. You could probably do it in about 5 minutes. When you get really good at it, it may take you a little longer, maybe a little less, but you get really good at finding prices, setting up items, especially if you know what it is, and selling it. The final value calculator will tell you, okay, if you sell this item and this is how much you charge for shipping, this is how much the item cost you, and this is how much the shipping actually cost, because eBay gives you a discount on shipping when you ship with their service because they send so much, so they get a special discount. It'll tell you the final value. Okay, you'll make this much money. And then you could calculate and say, hey, yeah, this is a good item to purchase. If I purchase this for $5 and I sell it for $20, minus taxes, fees, and shipping, I'm making 15 bucks. There's 10 of them. Cool, I'll make $150 because I see it's selling very quickly. You want to buy items that you know are going to sell, what they are, maybe average prices, and that it's selling well. An item could sell really well, but if nobody's fucking buying it, probably not the best item to sell. If a lot of people are buying it, but you're not going to make good margins on it, probably not the best thing to sell. You want to pick your items correctly. Comic books, all that, I know well, so that's something that I want to pick up. I try and learn new things, Beanie Babies records. I spent under $100 on it, and so far what I've seen, there's money to be made, but I don't know enough about it nor care enough about it to learn it. So therefore, I'm not going to do that. I'd rather spend my money and invest it in things I know, comic books, toys, etc., where I know I can make my money significantly, and it's something I know and care about, and happy to have a part of my collection and show off and this and that before I sell it. So obviously then instead of just shipping items out, you could obviously meet. Mercari has a local option, eBay has a local option, Facebook Marketplace has a local option. You can meet people. You want to do it in a safe, good area that you also know. Sometimes it's difficult to talk to people over online because some of them are assholes, some of them are nice, it depends. You never want to give your number out of a Facebook Marketplace though, because a lot of people will ask for it and then they'll hack, spam, take your account, you'll get scammed. Never give out your number, only work over Messenger. Same thing with anything on eBay. eBay will charge you fees if you use their service to then negotiate outside of it. You want to sell through eBay if you're selling through eBay. If you're selling through Mercari, sell through Mercari. If you're selling through Facebook Marketplace, sell through Facebook Marketplace. Don't try and game the system and go around it and do this and that, because it'll only either leave you without protection, so if something goes wrong, you get fucked and you don't get your money or your item back, or two, they'll find out, charge you and or ban you from the service, and that's not something you want. Especially in the Facebook groups, follow Facebook groups, follow the rules and regulations. That's probably a good thing to sell on Facebook, is join a comic book group if you're selling comic books, because then people who are specifically looking to buy comic books are going to that location and then we'll see the comic book that you're selling. That's the best thing to do. When posting it in a general, say Pinellas County group, may not be the best option. I'll post it there if I'm allowed to within the rules, but specifically a comic book based rule group would be a better fit for it. Like I said, I also have the Resellers Toolkit. That's a software on my computer. It just essentially takes a listing from eBay and then brings me to Facebook and Mercari and automatically fills it out for me. I can then edit it any way I want and hit go. It saves me about 10 seconds per listing. If you're listing a lot like I am, it's worth it. It's free for the first 50 listings, and then you could pay like a cent per listing and you have fucking infinite amounts of listings. Right now I'm trying it and I'm enjoying it. There's some features I wish would get fixed on it, but I'll let you know in the future how I like it. Otherwise, if you're doing it and just copy and pasting it, it's fine. It just may take you a little longer to do that, especially then if you're listing it over a large portion of things, Mercari, eBay, Facebook, and then you can also edit the price in one area, edit descriptions, a whole bunch of stuff, and it's processed and an easy software to use. I'll put maybe a link in the description down below for that. Pro tip, especially when it comes to shipping, is FedEx. If you sign up or sorry, not FedEx, I fucking hate FedEx. UPS will give you free shipping materials. Obviously, they want you to be used with UPS type stuff. They'll give you free mailers. They'll give you free kind of like comic book boxes. I printed these out myself. It was cheaper for me to print them out on a label sheet because I have it, and to do that, then purchase fragile shipping labels. But you definitely want to have some form of label that's fragile, or this, especially for something that is fragile, or for FedEx, but they won't listen to it anyway. It also has the shipping label, so it'll print out on half of this. I then peel this, I stick it to my box, and then it's nice and perfect and great and professional. So they want you to use that with UPS, but USPS boxes are the only things you can't ship in legally. If you ship a USPX box with FedEx or UPS, they'll tell you no, you can't do it because it's the government. But I've shown up with items in a bag like this. As long as it has the correct USPS postage on it, USPS will ship it. As long as it's the right pack, it doesn't have an alcohol label, doesn't have lithium batteries or whatever in it. It's just the shipping mailer. Same thing with old Amazon bags or anything. USPS will ship it as long as it has the right postage and the right weight and dimensions, and you do the right normal packing things. Just because it has UPS on it doesn't mean they won't ship it. I've handed this to a guy who works at UPS, and maybe it's just mine. He's extra nice to me. I've handed this to him, and he's had no problem with it. So that's just a little thing. You may be able to get free shipping materials. If it has labels on it or pre-shipping or has items on it, I usually try and squiggle that out. Like if it has express or this or that, try and mark it out, especially if it's like refrigerated or lithium batteries. Your old address labels, take that off. You want to make it as easy as possible for the people shipping it to do it. And again, most things you can schedule and USPS will come and pick it up. Or if you use UPS, just drop it off at your local UPS office. Same thing with FedEx if you use FedEx. But again, I would highly recommend not using FedEx because more than likely, while they are cheap, unless you wrap your item really, really well, and I wrap my items ridiculously well, like covered head to toe in bubble wrap, it may show up damaged. Bubble wrap, again, you could get on Amazon really cheaply. A lot of places will give you bubble wrap in some boxes. Free places to get boxes are like Restaurant Depot. Most stores, if you go in and ask them on days you know they get shipments. Facebook Marketplace has a lot of free boxes. Just look into it a little bit. There's a lot of places that will give you free boxes. So that's basically it on reselling. Places, like I said, you can find it. Goodwill, Marshalls, garage sales. Spend $40 and get a fucking hundreds of dollars worth of shit. I would invest in things you know, in this case, meat, toys, comic books, and everything. But reselling has been one of the most lucrative investments I've done as far as side businesses, and I personally really enjoy it. It's easy, it's simple. I buy things I know and love, comic books, toys, this, that. I then list it. It's not a lot of physical work, just some mental work and time. List it, sell it, get to make deals, practice my negotiation skills, my money management skills, set everything up. I then ship it out. I can either schedule a pickup or just drop it off. I luckily have post offices close to me. Drop it off, everything gets shipped out, and then I get my money. It's that simple, and it's taught me a lot. Shipping and learning all that has helped me with my t-shirts and book sales. Negotiation has helped me a lot. Directly negotiating with garage sales and everything has helped me a lot. Sourcing items and selling things like on Amazon too. If you're an Amazon seller, you can sell things on Amazon and scan it and list it. All this has helped me in business and finance and everything in general, and I really, really enjoy just the side hustle a lot. I can see this being my main hustle. If I make enough money to do this, I would 100% stop doing Uber personally. I enjoy Uber, but like now I gotta go do Uber at night. Instead, I'd rather ship toys out and have a good time and take pictures and stage them in nice little battles and just enjoy what I do. That is the goal, is enjoy what you do and make a fuck ton of money. So I hope you guys liked this video. I hope it was very helpful and informative. Let me know what you're doing any reselling. How's your experience with reselling been? And any tips or tricks that you've learned along the way. If you guys like this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all next time. Peace.